Hey, welcome back. There's continuing ongoing volatility on the crypto market, particularly on Bitcoin, where we're seeing sales pressure at this moment in time. Particularly, it started out a week or two and it's still going on during the first half of July. So let's jump into the details to explain why, who's causing that. Okay, I came across this website which actually contains the explanation why we are seeing these continuing downwards spiral of the Bitcoin price. Before we explain why, I mean, currently the Bitcoin traders are currently expecting or anticipating a price drop as low as 50,000. Is pretty much on the just under the 60k, and that's anticipation. It could reach to 50,000 in the coming weeks. Well, it says that Bitcoin price have nosedived more than 10% in the past 7 days. The German government has just under 2.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. Mt. Gox has over 8 billion. So what's the reason? Well, Mt. Gox, the Japanese exchange, as a result of the hack that they've had 10 years ago, Mt. Gox, well, they reached an agreement with its customers to start selling off their current Bitcoin treasury to those affected customers. So that is the main reason, one of the main reasons why we are seeing an extra supply of the Bitcoins back into the network. So that obviously devaluates the price slightly. And that's anticipated to take place during July, the month of July. And as a result, we saw the Bitcoin price going down as 8% as a reaction from traders. The second reason why we've seen this drop in price is apparently there's a wallet that's connected to the German Federal Criminal Police Office, which have seen moved millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin onto the crypto exchanges. So, and this is maybe kind of an intention to sell those assets before they actually get seized by the German government. So, what's the upshot here is we're always going to see volatility in price. It's no different from any other asset. We are going to see the Mt. Gox selling off the Bitcoins as they make those repayments back to its affected customers during July. And we are seeing, and this is from what one of the analysts, Tom Lee, has mentioned, he expects the second half of July to see a rebound on price. Because mainly, as there is a dip in price, and particularly for the Bitcoin holders who are a passionate believer that is a store of value, a store of wealth in the long term, well, they obviously see this as a buying opportunity, which is the message I'm going to leave with you here. Always use it as a buying opportunity to buy the dip and stack some sats onto your portfolio, which is what I'm doing personally with my own Bitcoin holding, to continue to accumulate, and whether it's dollar cost averaging or pound cost averaging or euro cost averaging, where you are in the world, this is the best and the most effective strategy we can do to avert this sales pressure in Bitcoin. Not just with this volatility, there are other volatilities that's going to take place in the future. So the main thing is remain strong, remain committed, and stick with your conviction. And this is the best long-term asset that we have seen in human history. And we're going to be seeing the better times ahead and the recovery of the Bitcoin price appreciation in the mid to long term. Now, let me move on to this other article that I've seen, just to give some further signs of optimism why I think people are buying the dip. Well, there is a signs of that already taking place and have taken place. So it says here, compared to far side investors with US-based spot Bitcoin ETFs have saw inflows of just under $150 million on Friday. Again, capitalizing on the sales pressure on Bitcoin price. Well, that's the logical reaction. Yeah, if you're a believer on Bitcoin as a long-term store of value, well, this is something you need to do. You need to buy into more Bitcoin at a cheaper price. So we have seen this highest level of inflows in the past 2 weeks, coinciding with this sales pressure that we are seeing. And it goes on to say, leading the way was Fidelity's Wise Origins Bitcoin Fund, which took in just under 120 million worth of net new money in Bitcoin. And similarly, other funds are following suit, where they're showing signs of net inflows in some other ETFs, whether it's Bitwise Bitcoin ETF, the ARK21 Shares Bitcoin ETF, and Van Eck Bitcoin Trust Hodl. So we're seeing, and it shows you here underneath, these are the main Bitcoin spot ETFs where they've amassed $140 million worth of net new money in Bitcoin in the past few days, and this is set to continue whilst we are seeing this continuous sales pressure action taking place. Well, according to Arkham, you can see what I just spoken about is the case, because if you go into the inflow section of this resource, in the last 24 hours, you can see there's several wallet addresses, Bitcoin wallet addresses that are amassing more Bitcoin into those wallets. I mean, you've got the first four that's massed, each of them just over 800 million worth of Bitcoin. And you go further down, you've got even the German government recovering or buying back into their sovereign treasury wallet some new Bitcoins and hot wallets there. So these are the highest inflows. And soon with the net flows, you see some other exchanges, Bitcoin ETFs, they've kind of sold some of the Bitcoin back onto the market. So you've got some outflows there. But I mean, overall, and if you look at the last hour, you can see, the German government is continuing to send the Bitcoin out of their wallets, Kraken hot wallet back into the Bitcoin network. You've got Coinbase responsible for selling off the Bitcoin on that exchange. And then if you go to the inflows in the last hour, you can see some new intake of Bitcoins. So if you were to do a sum of the net new inflows, if you do the difference between the inflows and the outflows amounts, I can see that there is that over 100 million, 150 million of net new purchases of Bitcoin during this period, this volatile period. So this is the sign that we should be left with. We should always stick to our own convictions and hold it on to the mid to long term. That's the best way, the best method to weather out this uncertainty, because this is going to be the normality of every type of investment asset that we are into. So that's all I want to go through today. If you enjoyed today's episode, please hit the like button. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe to this channel, as I regularly post some new content, high quality content and videos that could be of interest to you investors out there. So until next time.